All right, that was episode 2 of Attack on Titan. Big, my big, takeaway, I guess, question right now that, stuck in my mind was what in the hell was that dream sequence that apparently was real? So let me just, recap it out loud so I can make sure I'm understanding. After they were fleeing, it cut to some sort of dream where we saw Aaron's dad inject him with something. We had context that it was after the event took place because mom's death drove you crazy. And then we woke up with Mikasa, who told us that it was a dream. Is that right?
Yep.
And he had a key.
And he had the key.
Which he did not have in episode 1. Does that mean Mikasa doesn't remember this happening? Does that mean that Mikasa is lying to him about that happening? What was he injected with? There's so many questions. Why did he give him the key? Why can't he remember it? I'm so confused.
I liked what you said about maybe Mikasa is lying to him. Because from what we saw with the first episode of her, how she treated Aaron's parents, still think she's adopted or something, like they took her in. How she treated Aaron's parents was kind of like she would do things that she felt and they felt were the best to protect Aaron. And to, look over him.
I agree,
so if the dad said to her, do not tell him about this when he wakes up, I don't think she would have told him.
If he explained to her why it was for the greater good, I agree with you. You know?
Or maybe he said, I'm going to take him away for a little bit. Because it looked like they were in the middle of the woods. When he woke up, he was, inside a storehouse.
It looked like there was, he was riding on some, a horse, in carriage. They were riding, and then it cut to that.
But it looked like he was riding towards them.
Yeah.
And then there was, Aaron out in the woods with him. So maybe Mikasa didn't see what happened and doesn't know about an injection or anything. Just knows that maybe the father met up with them and talked to Aaron or took him away for a little bit.
I'm so confused.
Because other than that, I can't think of any theory where Mikasa and Aaron would have been separated other than someone telling her, hey, Aaron's going to come with me for a little bit. Don't tell him about this.
Why isn't Aaron's okay, since we've seen what happened last episode happen, we haven't seen Aaron be all right, gotta go find my dad. My dad's out there and my mom's dead, but at least I have my dad, gotta go find him. You know? It seems like they're clinging to any family that they have, and it's where is his dad? Are we gonna learn? Is he on another assignment?
I guess that is kind of surprising that his first thoughts weren't going to run to find his dad and tell him about the mom's death and stuff. That is kind of odd. Maybe he just feels like the dad is gonna find them.
Yeah, I mean, time has passed. Maybe that they have reunited and they just didn't show it on screen to us.
Or it could be that the father obviously goes away for different times, but maybe he goes away for extended periods of time.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe it isn't odd for him to be gone for a year.
Yeah. So humans were brought to the brink of extinction because of the Titans. It seemed like they appeared out of nowhere.
A century ago, or a little over a century.
A little over a century ago. I think for one scene we were shown a preacher. I wonder if religion is a prominent thing. I wonder what religion they'd, believe in. I wonder if there are any people who worship the Titans.
Probably. Oh, I'm so 100% sure there are going to be people that are obsessed with the Titans or pray to them. I totally think that's
I wrote down learn the truth. Is that what was said? Did Aaron's dad say that in the flashback at all?
Yeah, it was something you don't know now, but someday you need to learn the truth and go there, what I'm assuming is the basement.
Yeah.
And unlock a door or whatever with that key and know the truth once he does that.
I am very
So now
unsure.
Dad, what were you doing in the basement all this time?
I'm pulling up the text of when that happened because, like, those words are obviously somewhat important, right?
Yeah, like, why else would he inject him with something? It's not like Aaron was sick. We didn't see him get hurt.
What would he inject him with? It's for your own sake.
Don't forget the key. You must reach it until you learn the truth someday.
And the key was like literally given to him, right? Or dropped, or it was like it's around his neck now. What? Until you reach it. Is it like? And he's given the key. Reach what? The basement? Is he trying to get into the basement for something? Why can't the dad go? I mean, Titans, but
okay. So the dad obviously brought up the key and the basement right upon hearing how Aaron felt about becoming a scout. So what if there's something about, like, maybe the dad's done, like, doctor research about the anatomy of Titans or something.
You need to get your hands on a Titan to do that.
And what if he has? I mean, he disappears for such long periods of time. Maybe he's dissected one? If he's, like, this big, respected doctor, maybe he's been studying them and trying to figure out their secrets.
Yeah. I have no idea. It has to be either the dad is crazy, like,
which it kind of seemed like Aaron got the vibe that his dad had gone crazy,
but like as an audience member, I'm like, there is some insane heightened importance around Aaron's dad and about something that he has, like, in that cellar, and learn the truth. Does he have a theory or knowledge about why what happened with the Titans? Does he have an idea of something that could help? If he did, why wouldn't he tell people? Is he working on what's the injection? What did he give him?
The first episode definitely did make a point to show that Aaron's dad was an important doctor, was like kind of a big deal, was very helpful. And then obviously is used not just in their like little walled-in city that was attached to the wall, but like he goes elsewhere. Yeah. So obviously he knows probably some like high up information or something.
Do you think it seemed like, was there a time skip in between when the dad left and when the Titan attacked?
No, the same day.
Was he called out for a reason? Did they know a Titan attack was somehow coming?
So if they did, they wouldn't have told him that's why he was leaving, because you saw him like ride back. He was crying. So it seemed more like he left to do what he was doing, heard what happened, and immediately left where he was to like ride to them.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if like a higher up, we know that
got him out of there without telling him.
Yes, we know that like they're not afraid to send people to their death for the betterment of their society. What if like a higher up was like, okay, we know he's important, he saved people from an epidemic, let's call him for a mission right before this happens because we care about him, we want him to survive.
Like, what if they have like a radar? You know how we can tell if like a comet is coming, like or a meteor or a storm, something is approaching? What if they could tell? I mean, there was a big lightning strike from the sky. What if there was like some seismic data or something that was going to happen? And they knew and they didn't. I like that. You thinking that maybe he was called out because he is vital.
It was in like such a quick succession.
Mm-hmm. And it happened like, too quickly. Like literally maybe an hour later. Like they had literally just left the house from talking to him.
I don't think I'd think that if the key wasn't involved or if the basement wasn't involved, because that makes me think his importance is heightened and is more like he's more special than we know.
And why can't he go back to the basement?
Well,
why can't he keep the key?
So I was probably because it's overflooded with Titans, right? And he doesn't have the means to get to.
Oh, because he's a doctor, and it's not like they're gonna let him join the.
Yeah.
Scouts or the people to watch the walls.
So do you think he wants Aaron to become a scout then?
It didn't seem like he was against it when Aaron said he wanted to. The mom was totally like against it.
Do you think the mom knew what was happening in the basement?
She probably just thought that's where he keeps his like manuscripts of like study that he learns from and goes back to his journals of medicine.
He had like a TV down there,
a couch, like, played some football,
a signed football jersey on the wall, man cave.
It was a man cave. At the very end, we obviously heard that they are now joining the cadets.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is like the first step to joining the Scouts. And they are cadets for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked on like what do we think the pace is going to be for the show? Like, is it gonna span a couple episodes and then they're not gonna be cadets anymore? And so I wrote down like I know there's like three or 4 seasons of the show already, and another one's coming, or is it 3 and then?
I know something is coming. Maybe like another half to a season, like a Rick and Morty kind of thing, or like maybe another season. I know something is coming.
So I wrote like maybe each season is going to be like a step in the right direction. Like season 1 is them being cadets, and maybe I wrote like maybe it's like the pace of Naruto with missions in between or something,
okay.
And then they like rank up.
You see them gradually, like each season, you
graduate.
See them taking another step up the ranks.
Like
okay,
maybe that's,
like that.
And then at the very end, it's them maybe like knowing lots of information.
Being like the
like
scouts,
being in charge.
Or maybe people
they're
higher
leaders.
than the scouts, if that exists. And I like that idea.
Because like, I would kind of be, I think I'd be annoyed if they were only cadets for an episode.
I don't know if I'd be annoyed. It depends where they go with it.
Yeah, but like imagine how much like training they're gonna need before they ever actually face a real life Titan.
Yeah, I mean not a lot. What like it's definitely
face and survive.
Well, okay. What's our guy's name? I keep forgetting. Hans. Yeah, Hans seemed like had already passed. Like he seemed like he passed his 3-year training, and he was he didn't know anything, like, or he did, but he wasn't like very extremely skilled enough to think that he could go up against the Titan mentally,
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if the cadets were just for scouts, and maybe there's like a different, if you like, there's like Marines, and if you want to be a Marine, you go to Marine boot camp, and if you want to be, maybe it's like that. Maybe like the job you want to do is the training you get.
I was thinking of it more like Naruto, like you said, like like levels of ninja, like you rank up. But that's a good idea what you said, because it could be just a preferred career path. Like, would you rather defend your village, or would you rather go out and?
Because it seems like they were very like different jobs, and that the ones that were protecting the wall had never ever had the intention to go out.
But that's why I think it might be like a skill level thing. Wouldn't you think that the most skilled people would be the scouts?
It could be like an elite group, but I don't know. It didn't seem like the people had joined to even want to be in that elite group. But you could be right that it's like the people that are the strongest out of the group are the ones that get like ranked into becoming a scout. But then again, they don't want to send people out to being a scout if they don't want to be out there. And they lose so many people. Don't you want the people that want to be out there, even if they're less skilled?
Yeah.
Because obviously they're not against having sacrificial lambs in this universe.
So they're doing these around the walls. They have like different areas to attract the Titans.
Yeah, like a city of people.
Was it a city of people?
Yeah, their city was like a little circular attachment to the wall, and I think the rich-looking people said something like it was like an attraction.
That's messed up.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, what? But I could have totally misunderstood it because it sounded disgusting.
We were given a lot of information that we were trying to digest in a very short amount of time.
If you like scroll, they'll probably show a visual and then of it, and that's when they were talking about it.
Okay, so yeah, they our main cast, I guess, were living inside of basically like a bubble that was a Titan target that was connected into the rest of the inner circle with the wall. But now I'm even more like, if the dad was important, why would you be seemingly in the most risky spot? But then you'd also be closer to Titans, so you'd have like
if he was studying
more access to them. Huh. That's interesting that I like how well thought out that, like I brought up zombie TV shows or movies and how they have like bases, but I like how well thought out and complex their system is, and seemingly it seems like they understand them at least a little bit to be able to operate the way that they are.
It seems like they understood the ones that look like they're just like bumbling about.
Yeah.
And not these new. They seemed like these tendon ones were super new, and very threatening.
If they weren't new, like if they were around before, why wouldn't they have done this before?
Yeah, obviously they had the strength to literally like run through walls and kick through walls. So maybe they're new. Maybe their existence is new.
What was like the fire breathing thing? Like
that was weird.
Do you think that? So I was thinking, oh well, why wouldn't he just go do that to every wall? Do you think that was like a stamina thing? Do you think that maybe he like why wouldn't he just run through every wall? Do you think that maybe after he did that, he was like, okay, I can't do anymore?
Well, I'm just wishing they had shown us what happened. Obviously, they said like 10,000 people died, but like, did the Titans retreat? Did they kill some of them? It didn't seem like the two that were super tall and super strong would just retreat. They seemed like they could break through more walls. So I'm kind of confused. I wish they had said like how that fight ended. Are the Titans now just like kind of hanging out in that area, not trying to go any further? Because they said that they wanted to take back that area.
So I think in my head, the regular Titans, like the short, like the tall ones, but like not the 50-meter ones, are flooded into that area, but the taller ones are gone.
So that would be under the theory that they did this just to let the smaller ones in.
That's how that's what I think.
Because like, I really think like if those guys didn't leave, then they would have been able to break down more of the walls.
We didn't see either of those people, or the Titans, the big ones, go for a singular person and eat them.
They didn't.
They killed people as
that.
like a result of their actions and had no sympathy, of course, but they didn't go out for the person and eat them, you know?
Yeah.
Huh. I understand why people commented saying that they think we could discuss a lot about the show. I feel like I could talk about this for another hour.
Okay, out of this, I'm just going to ask you a question to end this. Okay, out of the three no longer kid characters, they're now cadets now, which one are you most excited to see their strength?
Mikasa.
I want to see what happens to Armin. Is he gonna like have all this like insane courage and become like this super intimidating fighter?
I think Armin could be like a very like Shikamaru-esque. I think he's very intelligent, and I think he could come up with like really cool strategies to distract Titans and kill them, or maybe he could come up with a new idea for like a weapon to use against the Titans.
Oh.
He seems like a really smart guy. What about you, Armin?
Yeah. I like you suggesting that maybe he would try to strategize or think of other ways. Because I feel like both Mikasa and Armin's kind of like task from now on until whoever knows how long into the series is going to be making sure Eren doesn't get killed too early.
True.
Because he's obviously not strong enough to fight a Titan, but it doesn't seem like that would stop him from trying.
Yeah.
So it seems like they are going to have to babysit him until he grows to his potential.
Yeah, agreed. I definitely agree with you. I think that Mikasa is already strong.
Yeah.
But I think that she's gonna really like make a good soldier. I think like I love the art. I tried to say it and I think I interrupted like a pretty cool moment by saying it. I love the archetype of like quiet characters who are like really strong or really intimidating or have that like power, and Mikasa's definitely giving me that vibe, and I love that. I'm very excited.
I think I heard you kind of say that, but I was also like reading and trying to like concentrate on what they were saying.
I'm excited to see her though.
But I thank you for repeating that.
I like her red scarf.
Yeah, maybe the scarf has a story.
Probably.
The scarf has
Please
secrets.
don't be. I really hope the scarf was not white and it's stained in the blood of her parents or some awful shit. But real quick though, we did
they
see her
die in the
parents.
epidemic?
Oh, It did, but it looked like there was blood on their floor, did it not?
Yeah, but like certain illnesses could have you cough up blood.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It didn't look like they were killed by Titans. It just looked like they were dead.
Did Armin's parents die from the epidemic or from the Titans in this episode? Because it didn't... Emotion-wise, it didn't seem like they had literally just died. Agreed. Like Aaron's mom did. So I feel like maybe it was the epidemic or something that they died.
Or Titans previously. All right. That's all I have for you.
That is all I have as well.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.
You must reach it until you learn the truth someday. You must reach it until you learn the truth someday.